Hi guys, just going to jump straight into this one. Plaids, checks, tartan, whatever you want to call it, all the same when it comes to working with them. They're all a repeat pattern and you've got to treat them exactly the same, irrelevant of what you've got. There are different kinds of checks, tartans, plaids. I'm just going to call them checks from now on. You have ones that have a symmetrical pattern. So this one here is a symmetrical pattern. So the pattern starts and it works outwards and it's mirrored. So from this centre line here, this half is a mirror of this half. The other ones I prefer, the other type, are the ones that are not symmetrical. So this only goes one direction. You've got the red, the thick white, the three little whites, the red, the thick white, three little whites, and that repeats all the way along. They're handed, so not mirrors, and the pattern only goes one direction. Also, you have different sizes of repeat, so that is the distance between each pattern. Pretty obvious really. The repeat on this is that wide, so about a 4-inch repeat. The repeat on this one is tiny, it's probably half an inch repeat. You've got ones like this where you've got maybe a 2-inch repeat, and then this one again, this is another mirrored one, but the repeat on this from there to there, so you're looking around about 10 inches. So when it comes to actually putting your pieces in place, you sometimes waste quite a lot on the large repeats because you might have a 8-inch gap between each panel because of the size of the panel you're cutting and the size of the repeat. You sometimes get a lot of wastage between each panel that you're cutting out, and you throw quite a lot away. When you work with these checks, everything's got to line up. So when you cut one panel, the next panel that is sewn to it or is on the backrest, that has to be in the same position as the seat. If they're not, when you actually come to put the seat in the car or fit all the pieces together, it is very, very obvious. So precision with these kind of things is imperative, and when you have a fabric on a bench, not got any backing on it, you lay it on the bench and the fabric wanders like that, and so does the pattern. So you have to make sure that you put it on the bench and you get everything to be as straight as possible on the bench in both directions, because obviously this is a check, so the pattern goes both ways, so that everything has to line up, which puts quite a lot of work into a job. So you've just got to make sure that when you cut everything is correct, and then when you sew it together it's all sewn correct, and then everything will look fine. You also can get foam backed checks. Now the trouble with the foam back check is you can't see the check on the back. I always like to draw my patterns out and draw onto the back of the fabric rather than drawing on the good side. I always like to do it on the reverse side. With this you can't, you have to draw it on the good side, and so you've got to be careful you don't make any mistakes, get your lines where you don't want them. Checks become quite expensive to work with, just more time consuming, more wastage in fabric, and a lot of the fabrics are quite expensive. These four here are OEM seating fabric. This one is a Porsche, and this one isn't cheap at all. It's about £140 a metre, and I've got 2 metres here. So by the time you factor in the delivery charge, I'm looking at £300 just for that. On the, this is another Porsche OEM fabric, and not quite as expensive, but half the price. But still, another 2 metres on here, £140 for that. Another OEM, this is a VW Westphalia check. They call them plaid, Westphalia plaid, and it's probably about £40 a metre. And the last one is a VW Golf Tartan, they call it, and this is about £40 a metre. So I'll put these four away. I'm going to be working with the expensive one today, the Porsche one, but it's not going into a Porsche. I'll tell you what's going into in a minute. So this fabric is going into an aeroplane, but that video will be for another day. So I hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, give it the old thumbs up, and I hope to see you again. Thanks for watching. Bye.